15 things you didn't know about Burberry. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome back to another exciting video. We love iconic luxury brands, and British brand Burberry is one of the most desirable these days, so you guys might want to learn more about it. Founded 160 years ago in 1856, Thomas Burberry originally made coats and outdoor clothes. He opened his first store in London in 1891 and changed the fashion industry forever with his patented trench coat fabric. Burberry truly mastered the concepts of both style and substance. Because alux.com is dedicated to being the world's best resource on the most incredible luxury fashion brands, we're bringing you an archetypal British classic. Here are 15 things you didn't know about Burberry. Number 1. Thomas Burberry created the breathable fabric gabardine for his trench coats. Gabardine is waterproofed as it's weaved, completely breathable, and very hard-wearing. Burberry himself created it in 1879, and it was solely unique to the brand. The name comes from a medieval term for a loose cloak or gown, but became a suit, coat, and jacket material thanks to Burberry. Number 2. The Burberry trench was an instrumental part of the British Army's uniform during World War I. The Burberry patented fabric was so durable and strong that the brand was commissioned to make trench coats for the British Army and aviation garments for the Air Force. They also provided clothes for two test pilots, A.E. Clouston and Betty Kirby Green, who broke a record when they flew from England to Cape Town and back in 1937. Number 3. Lord Kitchener and Lord Baden-Powell were also fond of Thomas Burberry's waterproof coats. As well as outfitting the British Army, Burberry provided coats for the Secretary of State of War, Lord Kitchener, during World War I, as well as Army General Robert Baden-Powell. Burberry understood the need for publicity and encouraged significant public figures to endorse his brand. Number 4. Burberry made coats for polar explorers, including Ernest Shackleton. Burberry's gabardine jackets have long been a favorite of soldiers, adventurers, and explorers because of their durability. Burberry outfitted polar explorer Roald Amundsen in 1911 for his trip to the South Pole. They also clothed Ernest Shackleton for his 1914 Antarctic expedition. George Mallory wore a Burberry gabardine jacket for his attempt to climb Everest in 1924. Number 5. The Queen is a fan, and so Burberry has a royal warrant. Queen Elizabeth II and Prince of Wales both have Burberry garments, and the brand was granted a royal warrant by both royals in 1955 and 1989 respectively. The warrant acknowledged the brand for their innovation, creativity, and craftsmanship. Number 6. It took 100 years for the Burberry trench to be made available in more than 2 colors. Being a super traditional garment, the Burberry trench has only ever been available in tan or black. Since 2015, the women's and men's trench coats have become available in red, stone, and honey. Number 7. Before the trench came the tie locken, a jacket designed for British officers in the Boer War. The term trench coat was coined because British soldiers wore them in the trenches, but before that it was the tie locken. It featured a belt but no buttons, was double-breasted, and protected the body from throat to knees. The trench is still at the heart of the brand and what it's most famous for. Number 8. The check pattern that lines all Burberry trenches is always aligned at a 45-degree angle. The check lining was created in the 1920s and patented to the Burberry brand, so no other brand can use it. The check pattern always aligns at a 45-degree angle, and Scotland's official tartan register recognizes it as a corporate tartan. Number 9. Burberry's logo is all about progress. The Charging Knight logo was created in 1901 and contains the Latin word for progress, florsum. This links to their history as the designer of choice for those about to travel cold, hostile environments, constantly encouraging them to push forwards and continue for the sake of progress. Number 10. In 2015, Burberry's revenue was £2.5 billion. 160 years on, Burberry has significantly moved on from its original Basingstoke site. The brand has nearly 500 stores in 50 countries, 10,800 employees, and has expanded from its traditional outdoor wear into clothing, accessories, perfumes, and cosmetics. If you want to see where Burberry ranks with other designer labels, check out our top 10 world's most expensive shoes for women. Number 11. Burberry's founder had humble beginnings, starting out as an apprentice draper. Thomas Burberry founded his clothing company when he was just 21, but before that he was a draper's apprentice. Traditionally, drapers were cloth merchants or haberdashers, and it was a popular trade for centuries. Burberry's background is what led him to create his own breathable, waterproof fabric. Number 12. In the UK, Burberry became briefly associated with football hooliganism in the early 2000s. The Burberry check became associated with British chav culture in 2001, which had a pejorative effect on the brand's image. Burberry goods were commonly counterfeited at this time, making knockoff versions for the brand much more accessible. Burberry check was even banned at some football venues because of its poor image. Number 13. Burberry still manufactures their trench coats and garments in 2 British factories. Burberry has 2 Yorkshire factories, one in Castleford and one in Keighley. The mills date from 1880, run for 24 hours a day, and everything produced is inspected meticulously by hand before it leaves. They also have a special cutting machine that ensures that famous Burberry check is cut at its desired 45-degree angle. Number 14. It takes 4 hours to make one Burberry trench coat. According to Burberry's most experienced seamstresses, it takes 4 hours to make a trench coat from scratch. To put things into perspective, it takes 16 hours to make a Toyota. Each coat is made up of 80 individual pieces, and the collar alone is made up of 8 and extremely complex in itself. Burberry's current staff are certainly efficient, because a decade ago it would have taken 15 weeks to create just one trench. Number 15. The current CEO of Burberry, Christopher Bailey, founded the Burberry Foundation in 2008. The Burberry Foundation was created to help young people realize their creative dreams, primarily operating in regions of the UK where Burberry operates and manufactures its products. Burberry also mentors graduates from the Royal College of Art and the University of Huddersfield. Burberry is proudly British and absolutely woven into the fabric of the country's culture. Smart, simple, and classic, the brand has stuck to its guns throughout its 160-year history, continuing to make its old faithful trench while still expanding the brand to appeal to the 21st century consumer. If you could choose any Burberry trench to call your own, would you go for the classic mid-length Sandringham in stone? Or would you mix it up a bit with the slim-fit Chelsea trench in deep red? Oh, you're still here? Well, here's another amazing fact about Burberry. The D-ring belt on the Burberry trench was originally designed to carry grenades. Soldiers needed to hang their grenades somewhere, so why not from the belt of their very stylish trench? Thank you for spending some time with us, A-Luxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.